I love Anthony Mackie.
I do
love
too.
him.
I do too.
Sam Wilson. I really like him as an actor. He's been pretty based, but occasionally he says some crazy things. I gotta say, I think it all works out in the wash. It's more positive than negative. But Alan, you had a video or an article here to show.
Yeah, I have the video here.
Yeah, let's watch it. I want to hear, because the one thing he's talking about, I think Hollywood is afraid of strong black men. That's what it is.
They are.
Seriously, Alan.
No, you're right. They want a sassy as fuck. That's what they want. Like, I hate to say it, but Hollywood loves sassy black men.
Bo DeMeo was talking about that. He's the Wonder Man coming out. It's going to be a parody. It's not actually going to be Wonder Man. Who they can't help but
I keep my boys humble. Like, my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. My boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like, your kids. And no, I don't give I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Mm-hmm. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he's going to straighten the other ones out. Mm-hmm. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. Right. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open the door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. Right. You can have all the celebrity in the world, jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you gotta have a little guard in there, And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Hold up.
Yeah. So, I love what he said. I love it. I love it. You get the oldest one right. It gets the others right. That's a very based message. I love what he said.
I think Anthony Mackie is actually pretty based. I know he says he puts his foot in his mouth sometimes and says some things he shouldn't say, or he doesn't say it the right way. But overall, I've seen enough of his stuff that I get that he's a base guy trying to maneuver through Hollywood and still get roles, which is very hard to do. What's funny though, I talked about this on George's show yesterday. The biggest pushback he's getting from this video is from black women, which is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. The biggest pushback is from black women, and I'm like, how did this happen? Like, how the hell did this happen?
And he's talking about being a father. A great responsible father, and how to bring up kids in this crazy social media drenched environment.
I mean,
and you know what? And he'll probably get some shit from Hollywood about this because they hate masculinity. And let's be honest about it, they do. They call it toxic. What they mean is they hate masculinity.
And that's why when you say why are the black women the hardest to push back on them, that's the exact reason. It's because they don't like the masculinity of a black man any more than Hollywood or anybody else does. They're afraid of it. And I don't know what it is. It's just something in the community that's been around for a long period of time.
It's because they
black women kind of see themselves as the leaders.
That's really what it is.
Yeah. And they don't like somebody else, especially a man, coming in saying, hey, I get my children in check. This is what I would do with my boys, because they don't run their households like that. And their households are, hell, just to be honest with you, it's hell in a lot of these households.
A lot of single mothers out there too. I mean, the nuclear family is also something that's become a novelty in the black community.
Unfortunately,
Anthony Mackie's bringing back, what he really is talking about? American values. Being Captain America, he's talking about the strong father has not just left the black community, it's left all communities because it's being put down, being what a father's supposed to do. And show kids how to be. I love what he said about being polite. You say, my father always said, you shake somebody's hand, you shake their hand hard, you look them straight in the eye. You always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. If you haven't met somebody, it's Mr. or Mrs. You open doors for people. This was basic stuff that I was learning as a kid. You never hear anyone talk about it, and to hear him talk about that, I mean, that to me is what America is. He was speaking about what I used to hear as a kid growing up, not just from my dad, but from all dads. Straighten up and fly right, as they used to say.
American male instead of the black, because it's all American males.
That's
it's
what
been
I mean.
Going on for a long time.
George Carlin had American masculinity. He had mentioned
George Carlin had a
in
bit in the late 90s called the pussification of the American male, and it's only got more relevant in the last couple of decades.
The only issue I have is Anthony Mackie is in Hollywood working for Disney, you know, basically a company that's attributing to the problem. And I don't know if he could have that same conversation with Disney that he just had with these football players, but he probably needs to. You know, if anybody can do it, you know, maybe he could step in and say, hey, let's stop making American men and, you know, demasculating American men. Let's stop doing that on our movies, on our film, you know, because every movie that we see lately, it's always some simp that's, you know, like we was just talking about with Jack Quaid and Novocaine. Like, you know, that's what we're looking at when it comes to our heroes, you know, and we need to get back to actual masculine heroes, masculine men doing masculine things.
Yeah, I mean,
the day.
Just 3 days ago, we had that article or that picture of Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac, you know, embracing each other and them calling it positive masculinity. I'm like, what is that?
Look, I'll just say this. Hollywood, it doesn't have a lot of people that look for masculinity. A lot of people in high positions are not looking for that. People work in casting. There's a different agenda of a type that's being sought after.
Well, they're trying to change the definition of masculinity. That's the problem.
They're feminizing it. They're feminizing masculinity. They're turning women into men and men into women. Like they're feminizing masculinity. And
they're calling Pedro Pascal hugging another man.
You have your inherent masculine traits as a man.
Masculinity.
If you have your inherent masculine traits as a man, if you embrace those, you know, if you act just like a regular man, oh, well, you're toxic. You need to start thinking about your masculinity and really, you know, thinking about how you would make a woman feel about that. Maybe you should, you know, change how you inherently are at your core, right? How like biologically you act around certain things. You need to change that because biologically you are toxic, so therefore you need to be changed.
That's why they call it man bun masculinity.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's called man bun masculinity. That's what this is, right? Because here's the thing: we're not even talking about just I mean, they're single moms, sure, but even now, men in the home are being portrayed as wimpy, simpy. The woman is the smartest, the woman is the strongest, the woman makes all the decision, and the guy's just there. He's just there to hold her purse while she, you know, raises the kids and you know, does the things that he's basically supposed to do. Look at any TV show where the dad is the goof. He's not the man of the house. He's the comic relief.
In a lot of movies with married couples, you know, the mom is the more responsible one that I've noticed, and she won't wash a dish, she won't fold clothes, she won't do anything that would be considered like a gendered role. It's the dad that's doing it. You see it in commercials on TV too. A lot of the commercials, like I don't know, household cleaners or stuff around the house, they're no longer being cast as, you know, women using these cleaners. It's all men. Men are, you know, in laundry commercials now. You know, men are picking up the kids from school now. They're stopping all of the gender role type things, and they're doing it for men. They're putting men in there as if, like, you know, the man is the one that's going to be doing all of these things, right? All of these gendered roles. They're swapping all of that out. And if you are married, well, guess who's the man of the house? Not the man, it's the woman.
Yeah, why don't they show women? This sounds weird. This sounds weird. Why don't they show women mowing the lawn, changing the oil? You don't see women
paving roads.
You don't see women doing traditionally male roles because they're not sexy. That's hard work that women generally don't do, probably because maybe they shouldn't. I'm going to be honest. There's certain things, maybe they're gendered roles for a reason. So I'm just saying.
I saw a video actually earlier this morning. It was 50 Cent, and he was being interviewed. I forgot by who, but he said that he was reading through, I don't know, so it was either Variety or one of the magazines, where he came across an article that said RuPaul is the most important black man in America, right? The most successful black man in America, the most creative, something along those lines. And I'm like, really, RuPaul? See,
by the way, every time I see
that's what
him,
they want to hold up as right, as successful black.
Every time I watch him,
in general, but black men specifically.
Whenever you watch 50 Cent and he opens his mouth, I love that guy more and more.
Yeah,
that guy to me,
he's very based.
He is so based and so honest and so authentic, but he's also wicked smart.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
And he was questioning it. He's like, how is RuPaul the most successful black man in America? By whose metrics?